What's your
Yeah.
advice for Indian guys stuck asking for Bubs and Vagene? So I think one of you guys was saying if you keep doing it was Indian PE, you keep doing things hundreds of times, surely you'll get a success.
What is
Should
it? What is it?
My
Bobs and
point
Vagine? I
was
don't get it.
doing it 100 different times though, not the same. You can you can't do the same thing for 100 times and expect a different outcome each time. That's the definition of insanity. Insanity.
Exactly. Yeah,
What
what's
is
your
it?
advice
Bobs
for
and
Indian
Vagine?
guys stuck asking for oh you don't know what it refers to?
What
So
it is?
it's
Like
a
a
meme
meme.
from years ago
Huh?
where
Yeah.
basically when you look at message game screenshots from a woman's perspective, she gets a bunch of messages from like a random Indian guy and it's
Hmm.
broken English and he's basically asking like send nudes, but he's trying to type send boobs and vagina, but he just spells it incorrectly. It was a big meme
Okay.
like
Okay.
I don't
Okay.
know
Okay.
like
Okay.
8 years ago
Okay.
or something.
So it's like we're talking about the desperation of Indian guys.
Yeah, it's
Something
basically
like
a meme
yeah.
of broken English Indian
Yeah.
guys
Okay.
commenting on
Okay. Okay.
Instagram photos and shit like that.
I mean, like simply put, these guys will be like from like these small towns where you have to go to like a small store to even have access to the internet. So these will be like really like fucking workers, not knowing where their next meal is going to be from. Like these are the guys who have that like $20 Android phone that they'll be using to like send DMs to girls that somehow they can find on the internet. And obviously, like someone who's like stuck asking that first, well, learn some English at least. Let's start off that way. Learn some English. I mean, like India's education system is incredible. Like it's amazing.
Mm.
I learned so. I mean, like I learned all my education in India, and I feel like I'm smart because I was educated in India. But like English is great there. Go to an English medium school, I guess, where you can actually learn English because, like in the end,
Yeah. You
you
don't
want
even
to be.
have to go to India to know that. Like I never been to
Yeah,
India, but I worked in big technology for years and there were so many Indian guys, PhDs. The CEO of Google is Sundar
yeah.
Pichai. He's Indian guy. So it's everywhere. They're all in
We,
big tech companies,
we are we
doctors,
are
all that
hard
shit.
workers, but we don't like to take the lead. I think that's the main thing. That's why, like you'll see, yes, there's some CEOs, but typically, like if you go to like a tech company, it's typically just like software engineers and software developers mostly. They're not going to be like many managers who are Indians, even though they had the opportunity. They'll just be like, please tell me what to do, I'll do it, and I'll finish it as soon as possible and as good as possible. That's the way. But
Mm.
anyway, like my point being was, yeah, basically like learn some English, because if you do learn English, first of all, like when I was back in India, even though most of my friends I was talking in my native tongue, I would watch a lot of American TV shows like How I Met Your Mother. I was watching Big Bang Theory. I was watching all of this just to learn some culture and also like understand the humor. Like, okay, I'm gonna be there soon. I'm gonna be, maybe I'll move, maybe I won't, but I'll start traveling at least. So I was like, okay, well, I'm curious now. I have to learn because I don't want to, like, if someone talks to me, I don't want to look clueless. I think that would be very embarrassing. So I start off with that, I guess, just watch some American TV shows.
Um.
Yeah, I mean, he made a lot of good points, for sure. Like, we're very successful. I mean, there's no question about it, right? The CEOs of like every like major tech company, Indian guys, very educated. I mean, growing up, for me, it was like doctor, engineer. I didn't exactly become that, but regardless, Indians have always been very hardworking, right? So the money has never really been an issue. We're smart as fuck, but the problem is, it's like why can't you apply, the effort that you did in academia and leveling up in your career? Why don't you apply that same effort into other areas of your life, right? So, like dating, getting more shredded at the gym, things that help you, boost your attractiveness, right? So, it's more so like just stop being so like thinking flexing, I guess, with like the money and the assets and the career. It's become more, well, no, well adapted to like American culture, right? So yeah, like as Indian P was saying, watching more, shows, getting more adapted into American culture. right? Even, taking up more kind of American-based hobbies or westernized hobbies to get more immersed in the culture, right? It could, do a lot of good for you too, for sure.
I have a really good point to add on to what you just said. Oh, sorry, my camera's off. So I actually had a client from where the fuck was he from? Like Hyderabad or something, right? And this dude was like literally like definition like fresh off the boat Indian, like straight from fucking India, international student. Dude barely spoke English. And we did a boot camp. He learned a bunch of coaching stuff. He actually lost to Virginia in the boot camp, which is great. But this guy kept coming back for more coaching, right? And one piece of advice I noticed that really changed his life was I told him, go make friends with like a few white guys, right? Because in Canada, growing up, like the jocks here are like hockey players, right? So I was like, go make friends with some white guys that are like born and bred Canadians. They're like white dudes. They play hockey. And he did that. And guys, this is insane. Like within a few months, this dude had lost his accent. He looked completely different. His fashion was just on a different level. And he just seemed more attractive. And then he was just matching chicks on Tinder and just matching like fucking crazy, bro. And he was an international student living in Saskatoon. Okay. So if you guys haven't heard of Saskatoon, it's because it's a small city in the middle of fucking nowhere in like the fucking Arctic in the middle of Canada. And it's a student city. So there's like colleges and universities there. There's a lot of white chicks though. And this dude was like 21 years old. He smashed like 30 women in like 4 months from Tinder, right? He was just like tearing through it, just like a couple of chicks a week, bro. And he was able to do that. Like he went from like a 0 body count to like a 30 body count in like a span of like 4 or 5 months, right? And it was all from fucking, it was like hot white girls from Tinder, right? Keep in mind, this guy was like literally fresh off the boat, like barely speaks English, Indian international student, right? So it's possible if you're in the right city and you have the right people around you. But the big thing that shifted his behavior, obviously, is like getting coached by guys who are experts, uh, learning how to actually communicate with women. But a big thing that shifted his mindset was just being around guys that were just good with women. They're also like born and bred into the culture that he wanted to assimilate into. I think that really helped him a lot, right? Because I mean, think about it. A lot of this is a huge issue I find a lot of Indian guys have is they'll immigrate from that country and they just hang out with Indians in the new country. Like, what the fuck, right? Like in Toronto, we have a stereotype. There's like a very bad stereotype of Indians here, right? Because a lot of the Indians move to Toronto from India and they'll just stay in their own communities and their own culture. They'll live with Indians. They'll work with other Indian guys, right? And so they never really fucking develop that awareness. They never really like assimilate into a new culture, and it really limits them. And they're confused why they're not getting better results. It's like, bro, you're not trying to get different results. You're doing the same thing that you were doing back home. Like, there's no difference, right? And so that's a major shift. Is like being able to be around people with similar mindset or with the mindset you want to have.
Why is
So,
Deepak
okay, so
watching white supremacist content?
no,
I fucking heard
I
that.
will show you. This is
Racist.
something very
Just
interesting.
because
No,
my
no, no. Wait,
surname's
wait.
white.
So,
God damn it.
no.
Well, hang on.
So,
I got a quick question for Justin though.
so
Did this? You said this guy was immersing himself in Canadian things. Did the guy even go as far as working at Tim Hortons?
You know what's actually hilarious? He actually did have a fucking job at Tim Hortons. He made
Exactly.
money. He made money from Tim Hortons and became a crypto investor. And he like, made a fuck. This dude was super young. He was making like insane money from fucking crypto. Like he'd use all his Tim Hortons money to become like a crypto millionaire. I'm not even joking. And he did really well for
Damn.
himself, man. Yeah.
okay, so let
That's
me.
cool.
This is very interesting thing. So first, I want to clear about this point. Like people said, like we have Indian CEO like and Satya Nadella and Sundar Pichai, Google CEO. We are doing very good and all. So the thing is like a lot of immigrants are doing good. Asian immigrants, Chinese are also doing good. Russians are also doing good. So Indians are chosen as CEO. What is the reason behind? The reason, like all other many immigrants are hardworking immigrants. The thing is that Indian immigrant who are going they are the loyalist. That's the because they know that no matter what happened, they will be loyal to their master. That's the people may be they may be angry because what I'm saying, they will be loyal to their master. An Asian, a Chinese, for example, if they put like if the like in the like board of directors, put a Chinese person, for example, as a CEO, then it can happen that Asian guy will be loyal to the CCP and maybe leak their things and all, or Russian or something like that, or maybe some other. But Indians are, no matter what happens, they will be loyal to their master, and that's why they choose. They know that no matter what happen, they are not going to sell anything to India. If that would be the reason, because Sundar Pichai is the Google CEO and all these guys are there, no, why it is racism against Indian is not stopped? They could have stopped it. It is still going on. So you understand. So this is the point. When somebody is saying this all the time, I've listened. Oh, we have Indian CEO. Oh, we have this and that. It is not going to help Indian in any way. This is the first thing. The second point was, what was the question? Can you explain me? What was the question? This Bobs and Vagina. Okay.
Yeah.
So first of all, I don't like this kind of term, Bobs and Vagina. I don't want to talk about Indians in a derogatory way. So I will explain it. So the problem is that I will not blame these guys. The problem is that they have this desperation because the Indian society is made in such a way that the guys are desperate. So if you see, if we go back in the past, India, if we go very like in the old ancient time in India, the woman is already having power. We use the word Shakti. So women in the girls were already having this Nari Sashaktikarn, female independence, female empowerment was already in Indian religion, Sanatan Dharma. So what happened was, when we were already having these kind of concept there, 1947, then when the Indian was got independence, without any thought process, we actually copied everything from the West. And in the West, it was this concept of feminism, female empowerment came. So in our Indian culture, we were always seeing the girl as if you know the Indian culture, we see Nari as Devi, Ghar ki Lakshmi, in the sense like, she is the goddess when she is getting married, something like this. So we are already like seeing in that way. When the Western this concept of feminism came, without any our politicians and the who were making the laws and everything, without any thought, they copied all the things from the West, this female independence feminism. Then what happened, that it became like the woman empowerment in India became even like 2-3 times more. So if you see, I have lived in the West, I have seen in India also. If you see in India, the girls, I have seen so many videos, the girls are so loudmouth, they even beat the guys on the street. In Europe, I have never seen something like this in Europe. Even in UK or in USA, that girls are beating guys on the street. But in India, this
Happens in Canada
female
sometimes.
independent became so fucking high. That's why the guys became so beta, and that's the reason they are so desperate for sex, that this boob and vagina thing come, because where they will go, where this guy will go, it is so tough for them to get laid. That's the main problem. So somebody is saying English is the solution. I will not say an Indian education system is completely crap. We have never able to connect it by our roots. We just copied the British education system without any thought. Our culture was never revived. That's why, like you see, like can I show some clip? It can be a bit hardcore. Would you like
It's
to?
better not to screen share. I think it's
No,
better for us to
I
jump
can see
on
like
to the
this.
next.
It's about the Vivek Ramaswamy.
Oh, I love that guy. And the director of the
Can
FBI.
I
He was
show?
so good.
I have compiled the clip so that I'm trying to understand what is the problem with the Indians are having.
Is there
Can I?
music on? Is there music?
It will not be music, but it's a bit slightly hardcore, controversial. Can I?
Just as long as there's no music. Otherwise, I would just
No,
have
there is a
to.
music, so I will just play like this so that people will see it. Maybe like this.
Okay.
Yeah. So that it will
Just
be
as long as
because
it's not
instead.
too long.
So there will be like
exists somewhere in America. I've just never met him. Never seen one. Never met one in my life.
Oh, and I agree with many, many things you said during, in fact, probably more than most other candidates when you were running for president. But I still would not have voted for you because you're an Indian.
I don't like people like that telling me what my problem is or why my country is suffering or failing. And, you know, for Vivek to say that, we don't need that. We don't actually need that. You can go back to India. You want to fix a country, go and fix your own country. You are Indian. You married an Indian. You had Indian kids. You gave them Indian names.
You locked the accounts and shut down the accounts of two guys, Nick Fuentes. I think it's better if you just unlock those accounts and let the guys be heard.
Now, this is from him. What is an American? Gee, let me let a brown person tell me what an American is. Yeah, let me, that sounds great. Hey, brown person. Hey, person who's not from here. Hey, person whose family did not build this country.
Okay,
hey, guy
we get
who
the
came
point.
from
Let's
arguably-
Okay, so here is this. If you see that this guy, Vivek guy, he got like that's what I'm saying, that, seeing like white as like, at least like he's a
for me
billionaire.
that's
So at
for
least
me
like
that's just
no,
stupid people, because my wife,
no, like,
you know,
okay,
obviously
okay.
white
So
people are not American. My wife
no,
is Native American. So you know where
so
America is
so
concerned, my
yeah,
Native Americans, it's one of those things where, of
so
course,
what I want to say,
colonized.
so what I want to
Anyway,
say is that
I
like
don't
he's a
think we should
billionaire.
get into politics though.
Okay, no, but what I want to say, what I want to get to the point is that he's a billionaire. So, but that is the situation of many Indians also. That this this acceptance from that, like like the Westerners is so much that they are cut off from their root. They don't even know who they are. And when you don't know who you are not going to get success. You are, it is going to be a problem. So this guy got like humiliated again and again and again. He is still sticking to them, and he's a billionaire. I mean, he could have done much better for the Indian community, but he's still like, openly humiliated. Nick Fuentes and all these guys are like hating him. He's saying, going to the YouTube, that reinstate them in the YouTube. So like this is something, this is the problem with the Indian community. This Western validation, they have this this urge of getting this Western validation like so strong. For that they hate their own people. They fucking hate their own people. They will do that also. There is one
Actually,
example.
Deepak, sorry to interrupt. It will vary from person to person. It will vary from tribe to tribe, from state to state, and region to region. Because nowadays, if you see my partner, Mr. K, right now is seriously dating a woman who is from Ireland, and he's very average looking, not educated, and they met at a yoga program. And the woman was asking so much about like what this is yoga, like how it is way, and the way he was explaining, the girl got super impressed. So if a guy, if you are only playing at if someone is as a guy, as an Indian guy, and with a white woman is playing on her superficial standard, how is Las Vegas, how is Miami, then he has already lost the frame. For him, okay, the context, the subject, the environment was definitely supporting because they met at the yoga program. But the way he presented, and is like, and he was, one thing he was telling me, bro, thank God she didn't ask me about my education, my race, or my how much qualified I am, because I'm just a 10th HSC pass, high school pass, and I was telling only about the yoga, spirituality, Indian culture, Indian values, and that's how one has to take pride in, like, whoever he is, whether he's an Indian, Russian, or American. If that's what to some extent I agree with Deepak what he said, that one has to stuck with his root wherever he comes from.